And to a degree, they may be doing something that we may consider out of order. Yet when you look at yourself and you evaluate yourself, we dealing with some of them same conditions. So you're not in a position to even really have a conversation with them unless you have that conversation with yourself. And keep love present is that conversation that you have with yourself to allow you to heal and move forward. You know, so that's just my contribution in this conversation for right now. You know, I got the elders out here, so y'all know when the elders come, I don't even want to talk. You know, it ain't nothing to say.
I just got one thing to say. My greatest contribution comes through my demonstration.
That's right. That's right. That's right. You know, just in the conversation, you know, Mama G was just saying, should we decide to come together, what would it be that we would implement as a goal? And Elder Naeem and I were talking about that earlier today. What is the agenda? What is the goal? Whether it's a 5-minute goal doing what we're doing right now. That's a goal and that was agenda and people came. And we here. It could be something else that can be effective. You know, very effective. I don't mind walking with brothers and sisters with righteous hearts and wanting to talk to our brothers and sisters, you know, and not in the conversation of making them wrong neither, you know, in the conversation of love. So I don't mind that. And I don't heart it neither. You know, so what would be the goal? What would be the agenda? And do anybody got any suggestions?
That's why we're sitting around trying to get our heads together now, see what we're going to do now.
That's right.
More people supposed to be here.
That's right.
First of all, I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to see the usual people. It's a blessing. While truth we're talking, my spirit just led me to say this. He talked about keeping our brethren.
Because alarm.
Which you all know, I'm the parent portal for that idea. So it's a spiritual movement. It don't belong to me. And when you were talking, what I felt was the reason why we're here is love. Because you know, the love that we have, it may not be what we talk about. It's like what Badi said. It's our demonstration. We're demonstrating, man, that you know, we have this love. The love is motivating us to make some changes or to do something different. I like to add, as I always say, when I'm having this discussion, you know, what's more important, the sperm, the ovum, or the womb? And when we look at it from that perspective, the womb is always more important, because the womb is necessary to see that the sperm and the ovum takes that 9-month journey to produce their child. Our sister's here, she can bear witness to this. And I'm saying that to say this, that we did everything, man. And some of us, I know, me and G, we go back, you know, I've seen everybody somewhere in this process. But we've done everything. But I believe the thing that we are just not considering is, first of all, like our healing, like really taking that seriously. Like, you can't do nothing unless you're your authentic self. You're not your authentic self, then you're in an illusion. Your intentions may be honorable. Don't have nothing to do with it. You know, your desire, that may be great. Don't have nothing to do with it. But when you're not your authentic self, you cannot access the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding that only comes through the universe, that only comes through your worship, in order to get the insight that you need to help another human being. See, human beings can't help human beings. Matter of fact, you, your own human being, you can't even do anything with your own human being unless you recognize you're a spirit being first.
Excuse me,
you don't understand that you're a spirit being, then it's impossible for you to manage desires and passions. You can't manage it because you got to come from a higher place. I go back and I look at Charles Poppy Sharp, who I was very, very close with. And I go back and I look at that movement and I look at where we at today. and not many people talk about the Honorable Charles Poppy Sharp. I don't understand how we can have any kind of movement in this city and not continue his particular footsteps. And then those footsteps that he borrowed those footsteps from, we ain't doing nothing new. We're not doing nothing new. We just need to pick back up on what our ancestors was doing and keep it moving. When we come together, we're talking about new stuff. Ain't nothing new. Trayvon Martin, all these things that happen, they ain't nothing but diversions. They ain't nothing but diversions. We ain't fighting, we're not fighting for what happened at the auction block, and we're not fighting for what happened on them boats and before those boats. What we fighting for? We caught up in a lot of conditions, a lot of social constructs that's keeping us reacting. And if we reacting, we're not demonstrating that we have the knowledge, wisdom, and the understanding, the covert mission and the overt mission to get this job done. Because the bottom line is that the reality exists in us. It's in our genetic makeup. It's in our genes. It's in our DNA. You got to keep that quiet, man. See, we heal. We take healing seriously. We're going to reconnect with that. When we reconnect with that, see, everybody from the same soul, we can call it whatever we want, but we all coming from the same place when we understand ourselves in spirit. When we get there, can't nothing divide us. I done been in so many meetings and so many different groups of people, and the personalities is the reason why we can't keep it moving. Our personalities. You don't heal yourself and recognize that your personality is a construct of the conditions that we in, we ain't gonna do nothing. We're gonna keep demonstrating that we got love for each other. We're gonna keep demonstrating that we wanna do something different. But guess what though? We're gonna continue demonstrating that we ain't figured it out yet. Because we go from one group of people to the next group of people to the next meeting to the next meeting, and everybody is saying the same thing. Well, why we keep falling apart? Because we got to take it seriously. These personalities that we got, we get upset. We just get upset with each other when we don't see things each other's way, when we don't do things each other's way, and all this old kind of crap. It don't have nothing to do with it. Each and every last one of us have a particular gift and a particular talent. If we're not weaving those things together, then we're not going to get the vision, because the vision don't belong to me and you. The vision don't belong to me and you. This vision's been put forth long before us. Our authentic self will allow us to tap into that vision. We will get the guidance and the strength that we need and the power that we need to do what we need to do. This sister right here, Sister G, been stomping these grounds, calling everybody to everything as long as I know her. And I've always seen her by herself. Why? Because we're going to have to accept the fact that your personality is in the way. You know the work you got to do? The work you really got to do? That's why those who know me don't see me no more, because we bullshitting. We like really, really, really bullshitting, and I believe we're scared of this white man. That's what I think. Because the bottom line is, you got to get out of the way. You got to get out of the way, and we got to fight this fight a different kind of way. We need a soul plan, man. We need to be able to reach everybody's heart. You know, we keep coming with this head thing. The head ain't no look. Look, we here. The head is not is not the motivating factor. Our hearts are, but our head is getting in the way because everybody got something to say. Everybody got interpretation. Everybody got an opinion. All those things are nothing but constructs. In culture proper, you don't have interpretations. You don't have opinions. When it's harvest time, you don't get to decide and make an interpretation whether or not you're going to be a part of the harvest. No, everybody going to eat. So we all got to get busy and be a part of whatever we need to do at harvest time to see that everybody eat. And so we got the same story. I don't know, G, you can tell me. We ain't hearing nothing no different than we've heard before. But why we not moving? How you gonna move, man, when you're not your true self? When you won't accept the fact that, wait a minute, my condition, I need to change it. For those of us out here who really take on health, mind, body, soul, and spirit, you know how difficult that is, because we got these patterns, these habit-formed behaviors that condition us to be the way that we are. And it's like breaking the cigarette habit, man. The cigarette habit don't want to stop. You do. But you got to fight that. You got to win over that to stop it. So it is with everything else. This divide and conquer mindset that we got is getting in our way. Our children are suffering. I'm in that JJC. I've been in JJC for all these years. 40 years, all my life, doing the same thing, and it keep looking the same way. What my spirit, that's why Keep Love Presence showed up in me, because